In this video, we are going to talk about SPX, some of its recent price action, the important support and resistance areas, and where we can expect the price of SPX to go in the next few days and weeks. So we'll look at the weekly chart, and what we can see right here is that recently SPX actually started a relief rally in recent weeks from about 25 cents to over 40 cents. SPX did get a slight dump in the last few days, down to around 35 cents. This is following it, reaching this resistance area at around 40 cents, tried crossing it, but very quickly went back down below it. So it is looking like SPX is now going to fight with this resistance area at around 40 cents. And guys, I know everyone in the comments is always telling me that SPX has no price and no chart. Feel free to do whatever you want. I'm just looking at the chart as it is, like with any other coin, and doing my analysis. If you want to just DCA into it, like some of you in the comments clearly do, feel free to do so. That's not my thing, and I'm going to continue to analyze SPX and its price structure, just like with any other coin. So anyways, in the last few days, we've seen Bitcoin actually having some weakness. Bitcoin went all the way up to nearly 80k, and it is now back down at around 76k. We've seen SPX following it, as well as getting rejected off of this resistance area that we talked about. I think that Bitcoin will most likely continue its relief rally at least a little bit, probably head over 80k. So if that does happen, then SPX will at the very least probably try to cross the area of 40 cents again and retest that area. If it can break above it, then it would be a very positive sign, and it could very quickly head all the way up to the next resistance area, which is this one at around 47 to 50 cents. This is a very strong resistance area, actually much stronger than the one that SPX is at right now, and crossing that one will be a lot harder. But despite what I said about Bitcoin probably heading above 80k in the short term and it continuing its relief rally, I still think that in the long term we are most likely still in a bear market, and that this is a counter trend rally. As I've said many times on this channel before, I think that Bitcoin will eventually continue dumping and head back down to around 60k, possibly even lower than that, and create new lows. I think that we have at least a few more months until we will be back into a bull market. And since this is what I'm thinking in the long term, I think that once Bitcoin continues dumping, most altcoins will dump as well, and probably a lot more than Bitcoin does, since Bitcoin is much stronger and altcoins are a lot more fragile. If Bitcoin is dumping, the rest of the crypto market will do a lot worse as well. And really, during a bear market, most altcoins just completely die. We've seen SPX just continuously dump since July of 2025. Even when Bitcoin was continuing to create new all-time highs, SPX was doing very poorly and went from over $2 to about 25 cents in a pretty short amount of time. So overall, the structure for SPX is still not that great. It's still very close to all-time lows. I think that it's definitely possible for SPX to, at the very least, go back up to 40 cents and retest it. And if that does happen and Bitcoin continues going up, I think that it's very possible for SPX to actually even cross the area of 40 cents and continue going up. But I think that in the long term, in the coming months, SPX will most likely just continue dumping and likely even create new all-time lows below 25 cents. Also, in general, I'm not too optimistic about altcoins as a whole. I think that for us to see an altcoin season across the entire crypto market, we would first need to see Bitcoin and Ethereum doing a lot better and getting new all-time highs. Historically, what we've seen that leads to altcoin seasons is that we see Bitcoin getting new all-time highs, followed by Ethereum getting new all-time highs. I've said this a few times before on the channel a long time ago, back when this was actually much closer to being the reality, back when Bitcoin and Ethereum were doing a lot better. Once we see Ethereum crossing 5k and creating significant new all-time highs, that's when I think that an altcoin season is a lot more likely. Right now, Ethereum is at around 2,300, so we are still very far away from that. And an altcoin season across the entire crypto market seems very unlikely still for a while. And as I said, I think that we are still in a bear market. Of course, there can be some exceptions. I have covered many altcoins on this channel, and some of them do have better structures than others. Some of them do have some opportunities. Specifically with SPX, I don't think there's a significant opportunity right now. If we actually do see it crossing multiple resistance areas, then maybe from around this area of 93 cents all the way up to around $1.6, for example, this area is pretty much clear skies. If it crosses this area of 90 cents, then it could very quickly get a rally all the way up to $1.6, but this is still very far away, so this is still very speculative, and I'm not too optimistic about SPX at the moment. And again, this is not financial advice whatsoever, but I would personally avoid SPX right now. I will keep looking at SPX and whether it does manage to cross this area of 40 cents. If it does manage to close a weekly candle above it, that will be a pretty positive sign, and I will keep updating you guys on SPX as things unfold, so make sure to subscribe to not miss that out. Also, another resistance area to look out for is this resistance area that I do out here. Not the strongest resistance area in the world, but still something to look at as well. Right now it is at around 58 cents, so really even if it does cross 40 cents and then crosses the next resistance area, there are just so many resistance areas clustered right here on the chart of SPX, all the way up to 95 cents or so. So until it does cross this area of 90 cents, as I said before, I just don't see the opportunity with SPX that much. And considering what I'm thinking about the market as a whole, with us being still in a bear market and an altcoin season being very unlikely anytime soon, as I said, I would avoid SPX. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it and you want more updates about SPX as well as other meme coins and altcoins, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.